Assalamualaikum everyone. Now my group 9 will present you about secularism, the silent divide.
And now we go to the introduction. First, let us establish exactly what we are dealing with. What is secularism? Many think it means non-religious, but it is more specific than that. Fundamentally, it is the great separation. It is the belief that religious institutions and values must be completely separated from state governance and public administration. In a secular worldview, religion is reduced to a private hobby, something you do only in your home or at the mosque, while the public sphere is kept neutral or godless. And next, this leads to a conflict of rationalism versus revelation. In a secular system, laws and decisions are made based purely on human logic or akli and majority votes. It often ignores or actively rejects divine guidance or nakli, especially in matters of law, economy, and social ethics. So, this separation creates a dangerous gap in how we view the world. And now we go to the second part, the crisis of identity. So, why did our group choose this specific topic out of all the issues facing the Ummah today? We believe this is the root cause of the modern identity crisis. We are seeing a phenomenon we call the dual identity. Many Muslim professionals today feel forced to leave their Islamic ethics at the door when they enter the workplace. They feel they must be secular to be professional, creating a deep psychological and spiritual conflict. And next, this directly contradicts the core Islamic worldview of ad-din. Islam is not a religion of rituals. It is a complete way of life. As Allah commands in the Quran, in Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 208, enter into Islam completely. Secularism forces us to do the opposite, to take parts of the religion and leave the rest. And last, finally, we see this a matter of agency. The integrity crisis we see in headlines today, corruption, breach of trust, social ills, often stems from this very separation. When we remove the consciousness of God from our public duties, we lose our moral compass. That is why this documentary is crucial. So, that concludes our introduction. We will now move on to explaining the detailed evidence and our proposed solution.
Let's examine the first critical issue. Education without an Islamic worldview. From an Islamic perspective, this is a foundational problem. In Islam, knowledge isn't just information. It's knowingly connected to Tawheed, the oneness of Allah. It's a spiritual framework, but when science, ethics, and history are taught, stripped of this divine context, they become disconnected facts, devoid of higher meaning. The current impact is a generation at risk. They begin to see Islam as a relic, separated from modern knowledge, relevant to contemporary life. The consequences isn't just academic, it's weakening of Islamic identity itself among young Muslims. The question becomes, how do you build a future when the very lens through which you understand the world is being dismantled?
In today's world, Islamophobia is not always expressed openly. Instead, it is often framed through a secular lens. When society views religion as something that should remain private, Islamic beliefs are frequently misunderstood or misrepresented. Islam is no longer seen as a complete way of life, but reduced to a political ideology, a cultural problem, or even a security threat. Through this secular framing, Islamic values are judged using standards that do not recognize spiritually divine guidance or moral purpose. As a result, Muslims are often portrayed as incompatible with modern society, reinforcing harmful stereotypes and fear. This narrative does not only affect how Islam is viewed, but also how Muslims experience life, facing discrimination, exclusion, and misunderstanding in everyday spaces. Ultimately, Islamophobia framed through a secular lens deepens the divide between communities and weakens genuine dialogue and mutual respect.
Solution for secularism. First of all, we must know a clear definition of secularism. We must emphasize state neutrality, not rejection of religion, and protect freedom of religion for all groups. For example, Constitution guarantees freedom of religion and state neutrality. Second, inclusive legal system. Laws must apply equally to all citizens and allow reasonable religious accommodation where appropriate. And for example, law allow religious holiday and rest without favoring one religion, like used in Malaysian rules, where we will We will celebrate holiday even though we are Muslim. And lastly, civic and moral education. We must teach universal value like justice, respect and honesty, include basic understanding of different religions. We must start this from school that teach share moral values and basic religious awareness.
Solution for secularism in Islamic perspective. First, we address reinforcing Tawheed in all life aspects. The core message here is completeness. As referenced in Surah Al-Baqarah verse 208, we are encouraged to enter into Islam completely. This ensures that religion actively guides our personal, social and political lives, preventing a moral separation between faith and religions. Second is faith-based education and knowledge. Islam emphasizes the pursuit of learning. The Quran highlights the difference between those who know and those who do not know in Surah Az-Zumar verse 9. The Hadith says seeking knowledge is obligatory, which aims to build an informed society that understands Islam intellectually, not just visually. Finally, we look at implementing justice and the maqasid al-Sharia, or objective of Islamic law. In Surah An-Nahl verse 90, Allah commands justice. This creates a fair, harmonious system designed to protect basic human rights, welfare and dignity for everyone, both Muslims and non-Muslims alike.
In conclusion, secularism in education and society has led to the separation of knowledge from Islamic values, weakening Islamic identity and contributing to Islamophobia. When Islam is viewed through a purely secular lens, it is often misunderstood or seen as outdated. From an Islamic perspective, reinforcing Tawheed, strengthening faith-based education, and implementing justice through Maqasid al-Sharia offer effective solution. This approach restores balance by integrating faith with knowledge, ethics, and social harmony in modern life.